In today's video, I will discuss about the subtotal function in Excel. Subtotal function is a returns an arithmetic result for subtype values like subtotal can returns a sum, average, count, max, and minimum. So I'm going to show you with the example one by one how it's work. How is the difference of the total or the subtotal? Here, I already made up a data sheet, and here, item category, unit price and total values in here. And here, I already made up here the quantity and unit price and total value is here. So if I multiply it and it's come up like here, then you can see few categories in here and the quantity. So here the total quantity 1591 and the total value is here 12,357. So I'm gonna show you. Let me just use, like, if I use this one like sum and the number, so I'm gonna just use this one. Let me just use it, close it. It's on the end. Now you can see it's same a, then same way I can just use for the total value sum and use this value, then close it, hit on the enter. And now you can see this is the same value, but here I'm use also the subtotal function. Let me just use equal, then subtotal, and here I'm just use when I use the first bracket. Now you can see here is a few options in functions number like the average. Now if you want to average it, so you need to use this one, like here the count, a max, mean, products, and here there are lots of function in here. So I'm gonna use the now function sum. I'm gonna use the 9 and use the comma, then it's a reference, so I'm gonna select it, then close it, then hit on the enter. Now you can see this is the same as previous, and same way I can just use for the 9 for sum and it gives the right answer. But I'm going to try to find out that, so what is the difference, the sum of the subtotal. Okay, let me just do with the filter. So here, if I'm going to use this one, like if I say the others to take out, hit on the OK. Now you can see it's changed, the total number or subtotal, it's changed. But the sum, it doesn't change anything. Why? Because it's count all the things like the quantity, the others, and also the categories. So it's count all things, but it doesn't count the others in the sum function. But the sum total function is count only the or filter one. Like, so which one it shows up? It's count the first one. Okay, so you can understand now that the difference of the subtotal and the sum option. So it is the kind of the count, the number, but the different of the subtotal and the sum. So which one is visual? So it's count the sum, but whichever is hide for doesn't shows up, it's count with the subtotal. Okay, I will clear you one by one. So I'm gonna show you with another example. Go to the another example here. I can just show you. So here is the fruit, the apple, and the quantity is here, and the apple total we found here. Like if I use the subtotal in here for sum, and here the 13, and also the banana, yes, 10. But overall, when I use a subtotal, let me use subtotal, then use the 9, and for sum, then I'm gonna choose this one and select this one, then close it, hit on the enter. Now it gives you that only the 23, but usually with the sum functions, if I use sum function and use this one, then we just choose it, close it, then it gives the 46. Okay, but with the subtotal, it's only count the range, not count the total in here. Like I use the apple total and use the banana total, it doesn't count this one 10 or 30, it's only count the quantity automatically. So it's a very fantastic. It's try to find out, and it's find out the real value, what you are looking for and what you want for, like in your data, to count or sum. Okay, so we now understand the difference of sum and the subtotal. Sum in the is a different. Okay, then let me go to the another example. The difference of the subtotal 9 and subtotal 109. So I'm going to use the subtotal. Okay, let me do you here. Just click on that, use the subtotal. Then here you can see that there is a true number like 9, there is a sum, and there is another sum. So you can see in the 109. So I'm going to use the 9 and say count this one and close it, hit on the enter. Now you can see it gives a number. Same way here it gives also the same number. Okay, so I'm giving you the letter or the clarity. So what's the difference with the sum 9 and the 109 sum? Okay, then if I go to the next one, like here, now see here the subtotal 9 and subtotal 109 109. What's the difference? Okay, let me just show this. It can be a filter. Like here I use the same formula. Like if I use subtotal and use 9, select the range, and if I gonna use the range like this one, close it, hit on the enter. Now you can see this give the 23, but with this subtotal and use the 109 sum, this function, then what will happen? Let me just select the range and close it, hit on the enter. It gives a 13. Why? Because I had a few rows here. Like you can see here the 4, then 5 and 6 is high. So when I open it, let me just open it. And now you can see it's counting. And when I count another number, it gives the same amount or it comes with the same result. Okay. So it depends on the difference or the same 9 or 109. So when you hide it, it doesn't count. But with the 9, so it count all the value. Okay. Let me just hide it. Now you can see it doesn't count the numbers, but I have found. Okay. So now you can see the 9 versus 109 sum function with the subtotal option. Okay. Let me go to the another function here. I already made up. I'm gonna show you one by one. There is a lots of things like here the requirement. If I use the sum functions, for that I'm going to use the average, and when I click over the here the let me just do here, I already made it like the average, the 5. So what I'm gonna do, let me just do it. This is if I use the average functions like average and select it and close it, then hit on the enter. Now it gives me a 7. Okay, let me do with this one. If I use the average with subtotal and use the average, it's 1. Then what I'm going to do, select the range, close it, hit on the enter. It gives me the same result. Okay, let me do with the like if I count this one total, let me just do it and use here sum, or I can say average. Let me do another average. I can just show you here like the average, then select this all the thing. Then before that, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use the select the range, then close it, hit on the enter. Now it gives a 6.5, but I use this one like the subtotal and use the 1 for average and comma, then select it, hit on the enter, but it gives the 7. Why? Because it doesn't count this one, it doesn't take this one average one, it's only count this one. Okay, so with the subtotal it doesn't count your average in your data sheet. It's only count the 17 whatever you're looking for. Okay, let me do with another one. If I use the maximize function, let me do, if what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just max and use the average subtotal, use the max one. I'm gonna do with the max, click on the 4, use this one, the range, then pause it, hit on the enter. Now it skips the number 13 is the next number. Uh, the same way you can just do with the mean or sum functions or the different one with the subtotal. Okay, just you can do the subtotal and give the number like count and count mx or mean fractions and hit on the different. You can use the number and you this choose from here. It will give you the answer. The next one I'm going to show you the another one like here the same result. I can just show up this is sound. If I just you can use the sound in here and you can use here the function. I will show you in the next schedule this function. Okay, so that's for today. I hope that it will help you very much. Thank you for watching.